Hey guys, third time's a charm. I've tried making this video 2 times before and it's not been working, so maybe I can get through it this time. Wanted to talk to you about class, about EdTech this week. I apologize for last week with the broken AC and the confusion of it saying we didn't have class, but we were actually supposed to have class, but then didn't have class because of the air conditioning. So you guys did right in paying attention to what Moodle said. That's always going to be right. We're always going to go by Moodle. So if Moodle says we don't have class, then we don't have class. So let's have a look here. My Wi-Fi is kind of going in and out, so let me see if I can make this work. If you have questions about the assignments that you worked on last week instead of coming to class, I hope that I will see an email from you within the next 24 hours. As right now, it is 4:30 on Wednesday, so I better see an email from you by 4:30 tomorrow about those, because the time for getting those is done as of tomorrow at class time. So I really shouldn't see anything past that. Plus, I'll be traveling. So let's head on to this week and look at what we're going to do. So I will be out at a conference this week. And I'm presenting, so I'm not going to have a ton of time to be able to answer questions per se until probably after Sunday. So I would stress the importance of you guys working on these assignments sooner rather than later so that you can have those questions ready for me and I can answer your questions on Monday morning, because I also have homework that I have to complete by Sunday night as well, which I've already started on, but that's a whole nother story. So I'll be gone to a conference. You need to complete these 2 assignments. And my Wi-Fi is up right now, so I'm going to click on this first assignment, and let's talk about that one for just a second. And the Wi-Fi is already gone. Come on, Moodle. There we go. Okay. So for this assignment, I want you guys to think about anything that we've done in class, anything that we've gone over, any technology that we've used. And I want you to watch the videos that are embedded at the bottom of the page. It kind of talks about the ISTE standards. And then I want you to take anything that we've done in our class and I want you to connect it to a standard. This is called standards alignment. It's called aligning what you do in your class to the standards. So we're actually going about this backwards. I should have something where I say this assignment aligns with this standard and that's why we're doing it. But what I'm asking you guys to do in this case is think about, check your notes, what we've done in class, and then pick out a standard that activity fits. So if the standard talks about collaboration, you can talk about the calendar events that we created where we invited other people, or where you created the document and you shared that with me. That's called collaboration. So those are the kinds of things that I'm asking you to do. I'm not going to give any other examples because I want you to, number one, I want you to think about it. That's the biggest part of this assignment, is to get you thinking. But the other part of that is I don't want to waste any of your examples that you might be able to come up with by coming up with them myself. So you can use your imagination. This number 5 is very important. So we're going to, by the way, we're going to do that with the standards for students. And how many do you need to do? I would say you should be able to do 3 for the students and 3 for the teachers. If you want to do more than that, great. If you find that this is easy and you just want a little bit of practice with standards alignment, that would be fantastic. However, I would say a minimum of 3 each. So what I said here on number 5 is that you can do whatever you want. It can be a video of you talking. And videos are super easy to make. You can do it on your phone. I would ask, if you do it on your phone, when you're making video, don't hold your phone like this. Hold your phone like this, please. It's much more pleasant. Isn't it much more pleasant right here on this video to see me this way instead of this way? So I would ask that you do that if you make a video on your phone. Okay, so you can create any sort of presentation. You can write an essay. You can write a play. I mean, whatever. I don't care how you get your point across. I just want you to share this information in any way that you would like to do it. Okay? So let me navigate on to the next assignment. This one is located directly underneath that one. And I want you to watch these videos, and I'll fix, that looks kind of funny right there, but I have a couple of Google Drive videos for you to watch. This one is maybe 5 minutes. This one's more like 17. If you don't want to watch those, if you feel totally comfortable doing everything in Google Drive, don't waste your time watching them. If you don't know anything about Google Drive, I recommend that you at least watch this last one right here. That's highly recommended. So here are the assignment instructions. I literally have written out step by step what you need to do. Okay? So pay attention carefully to those. Tells you exactly how to do everything. There's no like thinking or guessing about what you have to do here on the Google Drive part of this. And then on the Google Sheets part of it, take a minute. This is probably the more informative video for you as far as what you're doing on this assignment. This one will be helpful. Even though it's the longer one, sometimes it takes time. Remember, you're not coming to class for 2 hours. Rather, you are doing this. So if you're like, wow, this has really taken me a long time to do that. Well, there's a reason, because you're missing a full week of class, and we missed a full week of last week's class, and I kind of gave you a pass on that one. So again, for this part of the assignment, I tell you exactly what to do, how to get your spreadsheet set up, and I'm going to show you what your spreadsheet should look like. Your spreadsheet should look like, sorry, I can't show you that because I'm recording this tab right here rather than recording that. So you're going to have a spreadsheet that has a frozen row at the top, and the first cell is going to say resource title, the second is going to say link, and so on. So I tell you exactly what to title each of those. That first row is going to be a frozen row. I'll give you a hint. If you'll look under view, that is where you're going to freeze the row. It's the very first thing that you see when you click view. It says freeze, and you can freeze as many rows as you want. But in this case, I'm asking you to freeze row 1, and then I'm telling you to make the font white and the background black. Okay? So you should have a blank spreadsheet where you've deleted all except the first 5 columns. You've resized. Notice I give you a link on how to resize columns. Freeze the first row, change the font in that first row to white and the background to black. That just kind of helps it stand out. And then additionally, I tell you what to name those. Then you're actually going to use this spreadsheet to do something, and I want this to be something that's useful for you. Okay? This is not busy work. I want you to start building a resource that is useful for you. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to do some searching online, and you're going to look and find, let's say that you're teaching 10th grade math as the example that I give here. One of the concepts that you might teach in 10th grade math is geometry. So under the resource title, maybe you find something called manipulatives for teaching different shapes. Okay, so your resource title would be manipulatives for teaching for teaching shapes. You put a link in the next column, in that cell in the next column, and then if you know what the standard is, if you want to go and look, if you happen to be studying standards in another class, you can do that, or you can leave that blank and you can come back and fill that in later. This is to help you. Remember in the previous assignment, I said aligning your standards. This is where you're taking your material and you're aligning your assignments to those standards. So you can use that later. I hope that this is going to be something that you're going to use when you actually start teaching. And then finally, what concept or topic are you doing this under? And your concept or topic for this one would be geometry, or it might be shapes. That's a topic of, or a concept, different types of shapes that you're doing. And then finally, you should write a couple of sentences. Like, why is that a good resource? What's on there that's useful for you? Does it have something you can print out and give manipulatives to your kids? Does it have like a web quest that your kids can do? Does it have an animation that shows something? Is it a video on Khan Academy that teaches the lesson for you or is used for remediation? Maybe you're teaching the lesson, but you have 3 kids in class that are not getting it and you don't have any sort of built-in tutoring time. So go find a video, email that video out to your students. That's what you're doing here, is you're going to build a list of resources. I'm not asking you to build a giant list. I'm asking you to start building a list of resources that you can then use in all your other classes and you can use in classes when you begin teaching. So my recommendation is that you start by searching on Google. If you already have Pinterest boards or you've started saving some classroom ideas, that's a fantastic place to do it. However, if you use Pinterest, do not link to Pinterest. In Pinterest, you click on the resource and it takes you to the actual page. That's where I want you to be linking to in this resource. Someday Pinterest may go away. More than likely that page will still exist. Okay? So this kind of tells you how to do all of those things. Okay? If you have questions about this, I don't want to hear questions Thursday morning. I would rather hear questions on this like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. I hope that you guys have an excellent rest of this week and a really good weekend. I'll be conferencing all weekend. I'll be preparing all day tomorrow, traveling, and then conference Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, travel back home, and then back to class Monday morning. So I won't get a weekend. Plus, I still have homework to do as well. So if you're complaining about this, well, your complaints are falling on deaf ears, because I would like for you to come and do my homework for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will talk to you much later. Shoot me an email if you have questions. I'm happy to help.